Chapter 1. Crown Prince for a Day. Westeros continent. Since Aegon the Conqueror harnessed the dragon and led his sisters and wives, Queen Visenya and Queen Rhaenys, to defeat the Seven Kingdoms. This continent is ushering in unification. From the time Aegon ascended the throne, it was called the first year of Aegon, that is, the year 1 AC. The first year is used as the limit. Before unification, it was year BC, and after unification, it was year AC, 111 AC, early summer, early morning. The capital of Westeros, King's Landing, on the east side of the Red Fort. The wall stands adjacent to the coastline. Inside the wall is a small garden that is inaccessible to foreign ministers. White deer, dirty handkerchief, bear in the sea. A little boy of 5 or 6 years old, with silver blonde hair and purple pupils, was sitting under a thick weirwood tree, muttering something boredly. It's another nightmare that never ends. His name is Rhaegar Targaryen, a true dragon bloodline. Father is Viserys Targaryen, the 5th king of West, master of the Iron Throne. Your Highness Rhaegar, your birthday celebration is about to begin, and the queen is calling you over. A girl attendant came over and reminded the little prince softly. Rhaegar raised his head. His face was thin and as white as paper, and there were thick dark circles under his big, melancholy eyes. He looked at the attendant and said in a low voice, "I said, I don't like birthday celebrations." The attendant clasped his hands and tried his best to smile. "I'm sorry, Your Highness, but the Queen is really calling you. I understand. I will go there." Rhaegar nodded, and without embarrassment to the attendants caught in the middle, he stood up and entered the Red Castle, under the guidance of the other party. He was the first son of King Vis. The mother is Emma Ailing, the late queen who died in childbirth. His birthday is the death anniversary of his biological mother, so I am really grateful to the current queen, Ms. Alicent Hightower, for being able to celebrate my birthday every year. The interior of the Red Fort is very large, majestic and solemn. When I came to a certain room on the upper floor, the cry of a child came from the open door. Rhaegar signaled the attendants to leave and walked to the door. In the room, a beautiful young woman in gorgeous clothes was holding a crying little boy. At his feet was a little girl drooling over the cake. Seeing Rhaegar's thin figure from the corner of his eye, Alicent immediately turned around and said apologetically, "Aegon is greedy for cake. If you don't come, I won't be able to coax him anymore." Note: Westerners are accustomed to naming their descendants after their ancestors. Rhaegar walked into the room. "It doesn't matter. If he wants to eat, just give it to him." "How much can he eat?" "You are quite the brother, Rhaegar." Alicent handed Aegon to the attendant next to him, took his hand actively, and brought him to the low table to sit down. He said carefully, "Your father has government affairs to take care of, and Rhaenyra went off somewhere to have fun. This year, I will celebrate your birthday. Blow out the candles and make a wish first." Rhaegar was silent. "Blow out the birthday candles in unison. Put your hands together and close your eyes." Suffering from frailty, he has a quiet personality and rarely talks. Because of difficult labor, the biological mother Emma was forced to give birth to him by cesarean section. It also didn't allow him to have a good body. Before the age of 3, he only cried once at birth. The rest of the time was spent in a coma, relying on human milk to maintain nutrition every day. It was once thought by the Grand Maester that he would not survive the next day. Hence, he also gained the reputation of being a crown prince for a day. Fortunately, he did not die young. At the age of 3, he woke up from a coma under the treatment of a foreign witch. However, my health is still in poor condition. At the same time, there is a side effect: recurrent nightmares. Some strange and fragmentary fragments always appear in my sleep. There are dragons, fire, war. It's terrible anyway. He often woke up with startles, which made his already weak body worse and made him mentally depressed for a long time. "I want to eat. Give it to me quickly." Suddenly, Aegon's voice sounded, and Rager subconsciously raised his head. A small fat hand was inserted into the cake, and when it was waved, it brought up crumbs. A lump of butter hit Rager squarely in the face. For God's sake, watch Aegon. Alicent quickly scolded the attendant for improper care, took out a handkerchief to wipe Rager, and explained, "I'm really sorry. Aegon is a naughty monkey. If you don't like the cake, I can ask the kitchen to make a new one." Rager enjoyed the queen's service and said calmly, "It doesn't matter. My brother likes to eat. We can share a piece." Alicent looked at Rager, who had a calm face, and then at Aegon, who was holding a cake and chewing on it. There was a moment in my heart where I couldn't hold myself tight. Fortunately, a voice broke this atmosphere. "Queen, the king is discussing your hunting matter and asks you to come over." A sword-wielding knight wearing silver armor and white robes walked to the door and informed with a solemn expression, "This is a white knight, the king's Kingsguard. There are 7 Kingsguards in total. They are completely loyal to the king and obey any orders from the king because he is wearing a white robe. He is called the White Knight. Okay, I'll go." Alicent glanced at Rager apologetically and said gently, "Your father called me, and I have to go there immediately. If you have any gifts you want, you can tell me now." "No," Rager answered neatly. "Seems like something came to mind. If it is true, I hope to take less medicine. It is very painful." Alicent smiled reluctantly. "You have to ask your father about this." After saying that, he got up and left with the White Knight. "Don't forget to tell the attendants to take good care of the princes and princesses and not to overeat." Alicent stepped out, and a little princess, who was sitting on the side picking up cake crumbs from the ground to eat, turned to look out the window. He said something without thinking. "Don't disturb the sleeping beast." Rager gave her a strange look. The little princess is called Helena, the daughter of Queen Alicent, who is 2 years old this year. They don't have much contact. From the mouth of the attendant, Helena seems to be different from ordinary children, always a person immersed in his own world, cold and desperate. The **** of gods. It seems that the attendants were right. When Alicent walked away, Rager turned his attention to Aegon, who was feasting. "Do you like to eat?" Rager walked to Aegon and asked softly, without even looking at him. Aegon took out a piece of butter and stuffed it into Helena's hand and continued eating. Seeing this, Rager raised the corners of his lips. "I don't forget to share a piece of cake with my sister. He is such a good brother and deserves a reward." "What?" After hearing the reward, Aegon looked at him, with clear stupidity in his eyes. "Eat more if you like. I'll give it all to you." Rager reached out to touch the back of Aegon's head and pressed down the cake on the table. Boom! Little Aegon smashed his whole face into the greasy cake, causing the attendants on the side to exclaim. Helena looked at this scene curiously, licking the cream with her little tongue. Rager let go of Aegon and walked up to her. He stroked Helena's silver hair with his hand. "Your Highness, Rager, please don't do this. The queen will be angry." The squire was shocked. While wiping the stain on Aegon, he begged for the little princess. Rager ignored her, just rubbed Helena's little head. "You have to take food by yourself. Don't pick up food from the ground or food given by others. Brother, Helena didn't know why. She clapped her little hands and laughed at Aegon, who had cream all over his head and face. Silly Rager took back the hand that wiped the cream, walked around Aegon, who had just started crying, and walked out of the room.